Dire team ban. Dire team ban.
Hello everybody and welcome to our playoffs period. It is the European TI7 qualifiers. We're starting with our semi-final number 1 in the winners bracket. Team Singularity going up against Danish Bears. We're down to 4 teams after Team Secret did take number 1 in the European group. And I'm Toby1. I am joined by Merlini. We are your official casters inside the game.
Good day, sir.
Good day, Merlini.
Singularity is second seed.
Second.
Yep. They were the only team with 2 losses.
They actually looked like they were going to be the first seed for a while.
Yep.
Their performances were really, really good. Next to Planet Dog. Planet Dog was
10 seconds.
really far up there.
Danish Bears, we've casted a lot of Danish Bears. I've casted a lot of Danish.
I've seen a lot of Danish Bears too.
Dire team pick.
Watched these guys a long time before this qualifier even began. But Singularity, I haven't got as much of them.
They like AA and Puck. Those 2 are their main heroes. It's actually first phase ban versus them.
10 seconds remaining.
Good old Vino versus Puck.
First time I think I've seen Faces
5
Void, though,
seconds
picked up in the
remaining.
first 2. He's been more contested in the second phase.
Radiant team
But
ban.
Venomancer, definitely an earlier boy.
Dire team ban.
They go for the Night Stalker.
Danish Bears probably still have nightmares about how they lost yesterday.
Do you want to give us a recap?
Oh, that game was crazy. Secret versus Danish Bears. That was probably one of the most memorable games from the
10
qualifiers.
seconds remaining.
Where they had it was the Huskar Viper versus the Silencer
5
Mag.
Oh,
seconds
yeah, that one.
Yeah. And then Team
Reserve
Secret, they
time.
lost 2 cores and they had no buyback and they were down for about 100 seconds. And Danish Bears had 4 people up and they rushed down mid and PA had a DD and instead of going for Mega, she went straight for the throne, but then she got
Radiant
chronoed at the
team
T4s and then got Silver Edge and just died without buyback.
I was watching that was Poppy holding the line as well with Frost Armor and
Dire
Frost
team
Blast, so
back.
they couldn't attack the Faceless Void. And then he chronoed to delay the time until the Husker came back up again.
No, they killed him in chrono.
Yes, yeah, they did. That's right. It wasn't just a delay.
They killed him in chrono and then I think he refreshed and then chrono the quap and then they lost.
10
If
seconds
they had
remaining.
not rushed it, they probably would have won. By probably, I mean almost
5
certainly.
seconds
I was
remaining.
sitting on the couch with Fogged actually watching that one.
That game was
And-
nuts. I
but
cannot believe
Fogged-
that happened.
Fogged was sitting there
Reserve time.
and he's just like, yeah, this game is GG. And I'm like, what? Secret's going to win? He's like, nah, they're going to lose the Husker and they'll lose the game. And then Husker died. They went back down the middle and then it swung back the other direction. He's like, oh, now this game is actually GG. It's like, okay.
Dire team
Oh,
That was so improbable, and then that's the thing. Puppy's been playing competitive Dota for like 10 years, whereas Ace he's had like a smattering of Dota here and there in the competitive scene, but
Rise has been around almost as
Rise,
long
but it
as-
was Ace.
10
Ace was the
seconds
PA who ran up to
Yeah.
kill the T4s, and
Yeah.
when you haven't been playing Dota for
5
as long, you
seconds remaining.
tend to make those sort of mistakes in a very crucial game.
I'm wondering who's actually the shot caller out of Danish Bears as well, because like
Reserve
Poppy would be
time.
like, hold.
It's hard to tell in game because cores generally talk more and make more decisions later into the game.
Just because they're the ones with the power, wherever they go, the team must follow.
You can do everything. I'm almost positive it was Ace because if you're a carry player in that situation, you just run up the hill. You're like, I'm strong enough. I can do
It's like,
anything.
trust me, boys.
Yeah.
Trust me. Is that like the like what happens with Eternal Envy when he plays the one position? It's like, boys, trust me.
Probably.
Gonna go Rapier.
That was a really tough loss for them too because they could have potentially already been qualified. I think for TI if they had won that. 'Cause
It would have forced a
it would've
tiebreaker.
forced- yeah, but they potentially
and
could have.
They would have faced Secret again, I believe, if that
Yeah.
ended up happening. Yeah, it actually potentially, if they won that game, we could have been in a 4-way tie. We could have been as completely fucked up as the Chinese group stage was, if that actually happened. But Danish Bears gave us only
10
one
seconds
tiebreaker. At the end
remaining.
of
They'll
the
have
day.
to settle for 2nd through 5th for now.
Well, for
5
now.
seconds
For now, they
remaining.
want to focus on getting into the main thing, but they're up against. Well, they actually have a Magnus. That was one of the heroes that they were
Reserve
playing
time.
in that game that shall be named against Team Secret.
They don't have a good way to deal with a Veno right now. Like they can't really shut him down in lane. They can't really gank him too well. Magnus, I think, struggles a lot versus Veno. You can't get in there.
But can you just run it and you do like it's just puck mid, mag off, and then you run a Juggernaut? Juggernaut with the Empower buff up shouldn't have any kind of problems dealing with the Venomancer wards at least, and you got the sustain in the lane from the healing ward.
Theoretically speaking.
Keeping it alive against Plague Wars is a pain in the butt though.
It's just, you have to Faceless Void.
Dire
Faceless Void
team
kind of
pick.
destroys their lineup too if they try and go all in on the Venom. But
Oh, okay.
Radiant team.
good old
ban.
Magnus Troll and the puck for the control. So this game, Troll might not get kited. I say might.
Maybe. There's still a lot of dot effects that Danish Bears can work with. They got good burn, they got fantastic steal, they got great teamfight control just out of
10
Faceless
seconds
Void.
remaining.
What are they drawing up there?
Hmm?
I don't know. They look like
Oh, yeah,
they're
5
drawing.
seconds remaining.
Just
That
so you-
board looks so fun.
Just so you guys, I did the Dota 2 logo and the Dignitas logo.
Reserve
Is that
time.
supposed to be a shadow
What?
of the Dota 2 logo, or did you just not finish?
No,
it?
I just haven't finished it. I was going to fill in the entire thing. with
Oh, what
little-
happened to my
little
mouse
boxes.
logo?
It's like a coral reef growing on it. Is what I was.
Oh, are you trying to do like the?
It's under the sea.
Is this
Dire
supposed to be like the
team
TI7 themed?
Well, it's meant to be, right? Like we're all under the sea.
I wasn't sure if you were just like a.
Like
had
I would
some
draw
sort of-
Sebastian the crab if I had that kind of talent, but I don't. So I don't.
You can just draw a simple crab.
No,
Sebastian's
I
a simple
can't.
crab.
I cannot draw a simple crab.
10 seconds remaining.
Like I could do a stick figure crab, and it'll literally just be like sticks going out and then two.
5 seconds
For his claws.
remaining.
All right, end of the draft coming up. We are meant to be a little bit more official in this one because we are the official casters for this game, whatever that means. DK
Dire
ban.
team pick.
Have you ever like tried to? I played with crabs a lot when I was little. I went to the farmers market. And they would always have crabs, like live crabs, and I'll play with them while my mom went to go shopping.
I've played with chickens, dogs, and snakes.
I played with chicken dogs, not snakes. Snakes
10
are
seconds
slightly
remaining.
terrifying.
Snakes are good to play with when you have a spade. Take the head straight off.
5
Wow.
seconds
Yes.
remaining.
Very Australian of you.
Thanks, bro.
Radiant team.
All right, Warlock. You're talking about teamfight control. Singularity have it in droves. Their damage output's really nice. The shed damage is really good, and I don't see a way for Danish Bears to jump the back line and control the
10
Warlock
seconds
just yet.
remaining.
We are still looking for their mid hero.
Yeah, I don't think you need to control the warlock here. I think
5
they,
seconds
because I
remaining.
think it's on them to deal with the Veno, because Veno is the one where you have to generally go on him,
Reserve
or else he
time.
just right clicks everything and just sets up plague wards. But Night Stalker maybe might do those things easy. Yeah, Danish Bears. What do they have left for their mid? It's a good
Something.
matchup versus Puck.
Yeah. Do you also just look towards the team fight yourself? Like, do you try and pick up something like the Queen of Pain and just have it work with the Faceless Void?
Okay, maybe Death Prophet. I think Queen doesn't synergize as well with the Faceless Void.
Death Prophet will give you an uphill push. They currently don't really have that. I'm not going to count Jakiro and Venomancer as doing that fully. So DP does look like it's nice.
I don't know if
Yeah. What else have you got?
7
in the
that
mid?
generally plays a hero that scales way better though.
Well, the only other big scaling hero for the mid left is Invoker. As far as the ones which we've seen most in the mid.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time you
He's played
saw
a lot
him?
of QoP. He's played a lot of QoP and some SF. He has played Invoker as well, but they lost that game.
Well, Corp works a hell of a lot with the Faceless Void. It isn't just like the amount of times he's been paired up. But then again, so does the Jakiro. Like, Jakiro gives you the burn you're looking for with the Faceless Void, so will the Venomancer. Difficult for
10
Singularity to
seconds
instantly deal
remaining.
with.
Could be
Legion
TA's
Commander.
out.
Pretty weak. Okay, so we're looking
Veno
at
mid?
Yeah, mid Veno. It looks like that's also. Oh wait,
Veno versus
747
Puck?
is playing the Void. Wait a second. Are they switching roles? I don't actually know.
Put a PMS Void in towards the mid would be very difficult to gank, but could easily be harassed out by the Warlock. You just come in, Shadow Word, and just turn this into what, a dual lane? Jakiro and Faceless Void? Then you could run the Legion off, and then the Venomancer Rubik on bottom. Venomancer should trash the Magnus.
I think he should trash anyone.
Yeah.
that he's up.
The harassment from Venomancer is ridiculously good.
Ten seconds
a good question.
remaining.
They
Luckily-
really like LC.
I'm wondering exactly who that's meant to be. Like, if it's just meant to be so they have the jump and control. So they can be the initiators more than anything
I think
else.
a lot of the time they have it with the Veno so that Veno can always get his ult off. You press the attack in.
Okay. But you kind of have a void to do that, though.
There's been so many situations where I've seen Venos just die. Like, they get silent, because they don't build any anti-silence. They also don't build BKB. So if they get jumped and stunned, they just die, and then you lose a fight right there. So with press the attack, if he dies, right after, like, if another stun comes out, then it's not that big of a deal. You can see he presses R button, everyone's infected. Everyone's dying, everyone's sad.
Right, I gotta change a button, I haven't done it yet, and I really... Where is it? Where are my hotkeys to do... Face view. Let's change that to that. Awesome, great. Just want to do it so I can easily tab in and out of this. ETS have weird settings in all their spectator PCs. That Slark is covered in so many bubbles. Wait, it's not even the Slark. That's the Faceless Void covered in bubbles. Why is he in bubbles? Doesn't make any sense. Is that just the, oh, it's the spawn animation? You're right there, Ben. Ben's still waking up in the morning. It literally is like 2 AM in the morning here. It's fantastic. Alright.
It's just the spawn bubbles.
Yeah. So we haven't seen Aces build up. It is the PMS on the Faceless Void.
Patience from Zoe.
So it looks like 747's gonna try and tank up the mid against the puck. What are we waiting on? Like
Ace, they said Ace DC'd. You could ask a reason.
You could ask a reason, couldn't you? That was the... Thanks, Rise.
I'd be okay with him asking for a reason if he never paused. But because they pause all the time, I'm not okay with it.
I wonder which team like has the most amount of pause time.
I'm sure there's a set for that. Knoxville!
No, yeah. If Knox is awake. Actually, he should be. He lives in Berlin. He should be on this time zone. I have no idea if he's tuning in. Of course, do let everyone know you can tune in. Be it inside the game, inside Dota TV. We'll be streaming out the entire time for this game. I'm not certain who's on the next series. Actually, I think you're casting the next two. You're casting this one and the next one, right? All right. Oh, and so OD Pixel will come in and do the second series. I know my last series today is going to be the CIS Winners Bracket Final, which should be some really good fun. I'm going to be casting that with Fogged. But I start the European day with Ben each time. TI7 admins asking for a reason. Do a question mark. But yeah, we lost our Venomancer. Hence we have not started. Wait, hang on. Did someone change the button for that? Oh my lord.
Ace can't open Dota.
Who does WASD? Okay. We're murdering whoever changed the keys in this place. That is terrible. You actually took off last hits and denies to do spectator WASD.
Patience from Zoe.
That's priorities, people. Priorities.
Patience from Zoe.
Rise is probably one of the nicest people.
He is.
He's a very nice guy.
He is. He's always been a nice guy. Even like when he's being kicked from so many teams or had so much hardship. The last time I think he was part of a really successful team was back in 2002, 2012 with SK. I kind of want to say. I don't think he's had like a really successful team since that point. Nothing where you could say you'll get a direct invite to a tournament. Nah. Always been sitting on the edge. Oh, the timer. 7 minutes on the clock. Started at 2:16.
He's here!
7 minutes not required. Thank God.
So 747 has a poor main shield, so he's
Yeah.
likely starting off it. I don't think that matchup's that bad for Void. I think it's just a farm lane.
Is it gonna work that well though? Like Night Stalker or Warlock? Can they not zone him out of the mid?
No, Face's Void's really hard to zone out. because he has the innate time walk, and with the poor man shield, he is very tanky. He has 4 armor. And I think you lose out on your other lanes way too hard if you devote to one of the supports. Puck's one of those heroes that doesn't really need help in the middle. All right, let's get this started.
Yeah, so
Do the introductions.
You want to do it?
You want to do it.
On the top lane, we have for Danish Bears. I can't do that. SNG will be heading up towards the top lane as Legion Commander. We'll be up against a safe dual lane of Troll Warlord from Exotic Deer, as well as Elisa. He will be the Warlock in the safe lane, already just tapping away at the Legion Commander. Our rotation from the Night Stalker. And it will be Rubik and Neuer. Just hanging around the mid for the moment, going to babysit 747. He'll be playing the mid lane Faceless Void. He'll be going up against Nisha's Puck. Then down to the bottom lane, Rise on Jakiro will be babysitting Ace. So we've got AIDS as well as Ebola lining up the bottom lane. And the person to be infected will be Partos. He will be the off-lane Magnus, hoping that Hyde shall actually be able to brush off some of the disease.
Surely there's a better comparison than age. Be respectful.
Influenza.
Battle begins.
Venomenter is influenza.
There you go.
Influenza and Ebola. It's what it is, though. Like, the only thing this lineup really could have to, like, amplify this a little bit more is something like a Viper. Then you'd be in trouble.
Viper and Huskar.
Just so you know, too, like, if you want to check it out, so we have Danish Bears versus Singularity on here. BTS 1 is currently running the Southeast Asia matches, I believe. And on BTS 5, you have Vega playing their matchup against MI6. So the CIS playoffs are also beginning on Beyond the Summit 5. I believe I saw LD actually in that room, ready to cast that series. So, yeah, if you want to check it all out across all the BTS channels, so much Dota still going on. Partos is trying Jimmy spot, trying to get into the corner. And thank you, Rice, for going dual breath level 1. Now this liquid fire harassment. But top lane, Joe's taking a hell of a lot of harassment himself.
I'm surprised he didn't go for a press attack to dispel the shadow word.
It's like he's trying to get the last hits. He managed to get one of them at least, but that's all.
But he might not be able to stay in lane.
Yeah. But he did bring, like, Salve and 8 Tango charges up.
Well, Puck zoning, even with Neuer here. Neuer's been 747's guardian.
Even with the throw. Actually, is it Isha? He's got first blood.
Oh, nice.
Rubik tried to push the issue by telekinesis grab and throw him underneath the tower, but the creep wave was still there. Nisha was under no pressure whatsoever.
He also didn't skill phase shift. He doesn't need to in this matchup. Phase shift is for range-on-range matchups.
Instead, he's going all out damage.
Though. The surprise level 2 waning rift. That's not very common. That's how he got the first blood.
I thought you were also waiting to see what he's going to go for his third ability.
Well, level 2 silence.
Well, that's actually what he does. And now, gets time locked up. Neuer moves over with an illusion rune, so they could have dived the tower. But without phase shift, Nish is in a little bit more trouble, but he hits level 4 now, so phase shift's available. And Night Stalker will rotate in towards the mid lane to try and do something about 747 and Neuer just harassing Nisha.
He's in a good spot already, though. He'll have his bottle and 2 nulls already, so he doesn't really need more help. They need to get some levels on their supports, though. Warlock, then the good old loop-to-loop, pulling in the jungle. Mid lane is all the rage.
Don't mind me.
All the rage without a life stealer. Looking at bottom lane, to be honest, I didn't know exactly what kind of build Ace was going to go for. If he was just going to try and harass the Magnus out with like 1 Poison Sting, 2 up in the wards, and then that would eventually push the lane. But he's gone for a 2-1 build instead. Hello mid. Dual breath doesn't reach. Problematic. That may have been enough damage to kill off the Night Stalker. In fact, it really would have been. But the Fade Bolt will do the work from Neuer with the basic attack.
Oof, that time walk, so timely. Timely time walk. Buck was right. I think he silenced him like right as he casted it. Well played. Well played, sir. At least he gets a bottle refill. Thanks, teammate, for dying.
It's your turn for the horrendous dad jokes.
What?
I know you love your puns.
What I do?
Your timely time.
Oh, it was. He's all about the time. Time.
Yeah. How do you want to do that one? How do you want to end that one?
Well, I was thinking. I really dislike his name in Han, where it was like Kronos. Ugh.
Kronos.
Yeah, that was his name.
What was the SK?
Magmar.
Magma. Yeah, Magma.
Something like that.
And he had like lava flow or something like that, which was like his burrow strike or something. Top lane in the meantime, SNG attacking in. Neuer top cops a lot of damage. Exotic commits so much for it. Meanwhile, Hesijo was beating into him. The whirling axes will provide a little bit of protection. And with no press the attack, they don't just charge forward. So Singularity get away with killing off the offlaner, and this was a decent amount of support brought up here. Rise has moved from bottom to mid to top.
Yeah,
forcing an aggro tri-lane now out from Danish Bears.
This should free up the Magnus a lot, but Magnus is actually just really far back. He's deathly afraid of Type Ace. He is going for a Soul Ring so that he can just
Exotic
constantly spam.
He's actually been initiated on so hard, but as Neuer, Night Stalker's focusing him down, they're able to get the kill thanks to Warlock base attack. And then forcing Hesijo and Rise away from the lane.
Warlock's pretty hard to contest when he's already level 3. If you were lower level, then maybe, but it's just not easy. There's already phase boost on the troll too. I think maybe they should have started it up with the Jakiro at the top so that LC didn't get zoned at level 1. But at least Shrine is up. Moments respite.
This is when I kind of wanted to see Ace with level 3 Plague Wards. He could just make himself a line in here. So Partos can't come over and do what he's trying to do right now. Shockwave the creep, and then deny up his own wave.
I think he wanted to go for the kill though. With the dual lane, I think the 2-1-2 might be better. So you have a lot of upfront burst instead of just winning the lane.
Nice Stalker's on the roam. Doesn't have Crippling Fear, he's only level 3, and went for 2 points in Void. So the only silence they have is from the pot, but with Dream Coil, he'll take the stun. You do have the level 3 Rift available, but they'll pick up the Night Stalker, throwing him back down again. Nisha, there's that level 3 Rift going on to 747, but the issue is actually with the Night Stalker beating over Neuer. And the supports die once again for Danish Bears. Nisha's in pretty deep with no phase shift available. He's Orb and Rift purely, so he jumps away, has to tank the damage, and will bottle up. But luckily for him, there's an Invis rune up on the top.
Oh, where's the Knoll backpacking?
He ain't doing it. No efficiency.
Okay, well, let's see if he does it at the Shrine. Come on. Okay, he dropped it at the Shrine. I'm all about that efficiency. Look, he's not even full mana. But looks like they might be able to get a kill on so. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have Dream Call again. Like, you need to wait 18 seconds for that.
Well, they can still pressure him a lot.
You have to Rift, Void, level 2. The damage isn't enough, and Neuer and Rise have rotated over. Puck's in trouble again. He's got no escape. They commit the Chronosphere. Night Stalker will watch everything happen, realizing there is nothing he can do.
That's a really bad kill to give up, though. Because 7% was struggling a little bit, and they devoted so many resources, but they hadn't gotten anything up until that point.
Oh, Partos is so pressured on bottom lane. At least he's getting stick charges when the Plague Wards go down, but he has to stay so close in order for that to happen.
Yep, just shockwave, shockwave, shockwave. It's the life.
The old school Magnus, without the protection of the insane range skewer.
I wonder if he could actually go spell in this game.
Or Magnus?
Yeah. You'll see it sometimes. When, especially when you're underfarmed and you're primarily shockwave damage. I think it's not bad here at all.
Seems to make sense when he's also one of the primary counter pushes they've got.
Yeah, you can one-shot the range creeps with it, which I think is a very big deal.
Well, you guys were talking about that yesterday, right? Like, how many abilities have you actually got which allows you to one-shot?
It is really underrated, I think, being able to one-shot range creeps.
Well, that's the one that was sparking it yesterday was the Shikuchi buff up on the Weaver.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't think that helps you one-shots it though.
It allows you to double Shikuchi the wave, I believe, was what was meant to happen.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a lull here as we wait for moves to be made. Nighttime for Singularity, or it's not nighttime rather, so they can't really do that much. And on the Danish Bear side, they're just waiting for Venom to get big and fat, and they have Faces Void, who is very content with farming the mid lane. He's going for Battle Fury first, it looks like. Or, no, sorry, Lincoln's first. Lincoln's first? Is Lincoln's good here? I guess Silence is...
This has to be farming, man. This is Battle Fury.
Lincoln's first is far more common, though.
I wouldn't disagree, but I got a funny feeling that this is Battle Fury. Just preparing for this unbelievable late game. But then again, they don't really have a lineup where you want to do that. Not up against a Magnus and Troll. Because Troll's going to get the buff up sooner or later, and once he has the Vlad, it's going to be non-stop farming. Partos again is having issues. Warlock has to come down to bottom lane just to give him a Shadow Word to stay alive.
Oh, luckily for him, Venomancer is out of mana. He doesn't have the raindrops, so he actually does not have enough mana regeneration to constantly spam.
Kind of surprised he went for the regeneration of Helm of Iron Will over getting something like the like just Arcane Boots. That would have given him the sustain for the safe lane.
Yeah, TP top, no mana. Yeah, they can't really do that much when Venom has no mana.
Maybe they're here for the... yeah, Shrine's got another 25 seconds.
Oh.
They're switching lanes. So, Ryze has come to the bottom lane, Norga's moving down. And here's your extra TP in from the Legion Commander. She does have level 6 available with Phase Boots. And Troll Warlord already being here, he's Empower buffed up. Ryze can't reach him with... Actually, he hit him with the dual breath, not the liquid fire.
How did this just happen? They just like quarantined the Venomancer. He's up on the top. He TP's top. Everyone's just like, I'm out of here. I'm not getting sick along with this guy. Literally everyone ditched that lane.
Somebody tells me they also came down here to take advantage of the Venomancer. It's like, okay, we've had enough of this guy. It's getting way too big.
Yeah. They were scared of an RP rotation, so then they moved Noah there, but then no one wants to lane against Veno. But
God, this is actually so easy. He just creep skips it, like he just blocks out the wave here and then just takes the tower with a catapult wave.
Is under attack.
He still needs more mana regen. I would love to see a raindrop on him.
Radiant's bottom tower
Or more
has
clarities,
fallen.
either or. But
Dire's top
tower for tower,
is under attack.
I don't really think any team's under too much pressure. Again, I do think the Faces Void is more content farming in this early game.
Yeah.
Because of his... Because that's just the kind of hero that you want as a Faces Void mid. Just farm, 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 get a kill with Chrono, keep farming.
He's going for treads. I thought like maybe we would see that Battle Fury rush. But
Battle Fury is too slow. Like, I think Troll will take Roche before you can do anything.
Yeah.
If you have Battle Fury. I think you just lose out on way too much map control. If he goes treads, at least he can fight early, but I think, oh, Chronos here in the mid lane, Puck.
hey, he's caught out with a Presty attack. They can pick him up and throw him back into a duel. All the prep damage works, and Upheaval will not slow him down. Nisha will go down, and Hesjero gets his first duel damage on the board.
Puck probably needs to reconsider perhaps getting treads.
Oh, Ryze, solo RP onto a Jakiro. You'll get a 2-man Ice Path. Troll Warlord was just far enough back from it. And Legion Commander just kept walking into it as well. There's no Blink Dagger, there's no Skewer available. And Legion Commander with the Presty attack is able to back away. But Ace is adding mount pressure towards the mid lane in combination with the Faceless Void.
Puck's falling very far behind. I think with the 2 deaths to Chrono.
Well, this might help. Double Dream Coil, catching both Venomancer and Faceless Void. Void just took the stun, but Venomancer, one charges, can now trigger from him, gets the Nova off, connects onto the Night Stalker. Void stolen, but, well, Rubik cannot get in range, and also has no mana
Dire's middle tower
to let it do its work.
Okay, Puck died again. He was owning at the start, now he's 1-3. He just was not playing very safely, doesn't respect the Chronosphere. He has to remember that he's not that farmed right now. And if he were level 10 with treads and the health talent, then I think he could do exactly what he was doing. But he's not quite there yet. Maybe he's too used to just being the big bad boy.
Is Ace going for a Blink Dagger? He's holding on to a lot of money to say like this Venomancer could be building something a little bit smaller.
Midas is
Midas pickup?
Yeah. He's farming at, like, everyone's just ignoring him. He has the XP talent, but it looks like he will go for a Lance.
Alright.
Blink Dagger is when you want to fight right now, but to reiterate, they do not need to fight right now. They just need to take get good pickoffs with the Chronosphere, which they've been doing. 7-for-7, 2 Chronos, two kills on the puck, and Chronosphere is almost up again. And it looks like it will just be a casual perseverance into a Manta style. So I still don't know what he's gonna build with it.
Save it for a later part of the game. Like, also want to bring up the options. Ace getting discovered, but I think out of all the heroes they wanted to find, Ace was not it. They really are intimidated by this Venomancer.
When you leave him alone for this long, you can't all of a sudden just go on him. He'll destroy you. But at the same time, he's worth such a pretty penny because he's such high level. You want that XP.
Rise is going to need to really help out here. Quick Ice Path, keep Night Stalker out. Dual Breath. Puck's TP was delayed, but 5 heroes from Singularity arrive on the bottom lane. They want both Rise and the Faceless Void of 747. And Void, well, time walks out, takes the stun. Chronospheres for space, does his TP. He catches all 5 heroes in the safety Chrono hole.
Wow.
And gets back to home. That is not the plan if you're Singularity.
That was incredibly well played by him, and I think Rise also played well too. He swung to the left, and they kind of had to commit to killing the Jakiro, which led them to not have enough damage going to Void. Well played, Susie.
Call him Susie?
That used to be his name. 747 such.
Okay. Oh, that's right. He was the one that confused me all the time. Not difficult to do, but still.
The 1 NA player.
But you thought was a woman, and it's like, nope.
Nope. Eric Dong.
Classic name. So, full Hurricane Pike is where Ace is headed.
Yeah, just ignore him, or you 5-man him.
Just ignore him.
One or the other.
You don't want to ignore the Venomancer. Like at this point, he's getting solo lane experience with the plus 30%.
He has the sickness, man. Don't go close to him, or you will be infected.
They're going on mid. Heads to Joe, press the attacks quickly. Got 4-1 charges again. The Ice Path from Rise, creating space. The lowest level on the field, I believe, him being level 5. But he's taking it for the team many times. Now the tier 1 tower being beaten down. Fortification has to be used. Ace is bringing a decent creep wave to the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, so this may just turn into a trade. If Singularity were going to keep the pressure up.
They can defend towers without the Venomancer. That is a really bad sign for Singularity. I think they need to do something soon. Unfortunately, it just hit daytime. Good old Vampire Night Stalker is burning in the sun, and they're not going to have any sort of timing, I would say, for the next few minutes, unless they want to stick in Roche.
They have Darkness and now the Blink Dagger on Patos. So it's possible they may go for a smoke gank.
Yeah.
They got one sitting on the Warlock at the moment.
It's just difficult because if you use Darkness, it kind of signifies what's about to happen. And if you don't use Darkness, they might be able to scout it out. So they might be able to get one big kill here.
Or Roshan?
Yeah, Roshan might be better, I would say.
You do have the Golem. Like, it's going to be a 5-man smoke up. You would love to find the kill, however, and then go for Roshan.
I would say. Veno is a good target for this 5-man maneuver because he's been left alone for a lot of the time. And they are worried about Roche.
Dire scans, they're looking for him.
Oh, he just placed a ward though, so they'll probably see that.
Yeah. But the ward also blocks the trade line. So they rotate towards the mid lane. Noya was already thinking about Roshan. The second we were talking about it, the 2 Observer wards that Danish bears have inside the Dire jungle, it didn't see any of Singularity. So they're realizing that something is most definitely up. And they checked Roshan. No one was there. They're going to go once more towards Roshan. Discover that the smoke doesn't break, so they know no one's inside the pit. And now Nisha showing himself in mid lane. They understand what's up. Basically, they dodged the gank of Singularity.
And they do have the Blink Dagger on LC, so they could get a pick. They just saw it. I saw them ping it out. Certainly been called out over comms. And I guess it's not so bad. Veno wasn't refall here. He was a little bit worried. And it was daytime, so here they go. He's under an observer ward. Ace.
No.
Can't catch him.
That all started because it was the puck. Nisha was being initiated on by Jakiro. So he triggers the darkness to try and force some kind of response, and Ace just walks away.
Almost that blink on Puck, so things should start heating up pretty soon, I would say.
The courier went to the wrong spot. I'm like, where is the rest of the Hurricane Pike? And it's because the Ring of Health went down to where Venomancer used to be.
That thing's been bugging out a lot. Normally when you send courier... Oh, top lane.
They have a crack onto the Rubik. Oh, you've already used your stun, and he is easy TP out.
The courier, if you click the button, send items to yourself, sometimes it doesn't follow you. It goes to where you were, where you pressed it. I've noticed that a lot in the last few days, when it never really used to do that before. I don't know. So I think something's wrong with the courier AI. Grow some brains, chicken brain.
Wow. He ain't no chicken.
He's Arnabus.
He's a rabbit. He's a rabbit.
Grow some brains,
his name
rabbit
is,
brain.
What, his name is Arnabus?
Barnabas.
Barnabas.
Is Arnabus or Barnabas? I'm pretty sure it's Barnabas. I probably have it in my inventory.
Hang on, where is it? Inscribed Arnabus, the fairy rabbit.
Yeah. I know my couriers, dude.
I do not. Donkey! Got it. Got it in the bag on that one.
Cluckles. Cluckles is one of my favorites.
Cluckles is the best name. Oh, they're initiating in behind. Rise, Dream called up. Turns again for his Ice Path, but he's a sacrificial lamb. Hits level 6. Is someone going to finally... Yeah, they allow Nisha to get the last point of damage. While this is happening, Hester Joe's beating into the tier 2 tower. 747's farming up the bottom. Just seems that every time Singularity go for a gank, they get everything they don't want to get. Like, hey, we killed off a Jakiro. It's a level 6 Jakiro.
There's a DD and Roche. They got the top tower, though. I think the top tower is important because of Roche on control. If you're Troll, you need Roche this game. Because you need to be able to tank the Chronosphere and the Venom ulti. Because they're so dependent, I think the Aegis and the Roche hold a lot more value in the standard game.
Well, they took the double damage rune. Radiant Observer Ward does... Actually, just Radiant Creep Wave and Observer Ward sees them. But they don't
that dude hits hard. 330 with Empower.
See if you can stay close enough. Like, they need the RP to work. Like, without Partos' RP, they just don't get the proper initiation off. But with a Blink Dagger now on the Troll Warlord, you could jump in for RP and not rely on Skewer. He's to drag him back to the Troll.
Oh, Radiant has you scanned. They only catch tail end of it, though, so they might actually think that they are further away than they actually are.
It's enough of a warning. They already back up. Hester Joe becomes, well, a tree. Waiting in the mid lane. And they believe they actually sent the courier back before the Blink Dagger was delivered because they crossed the river when the courier was coming out.
747 does have his Manta style now. That's going to make things a lot harder. They have to RP him. Even if they RP him, yeah, if they RP him, they should be able to kill him with a cleave.
I still want to see what he does with the Perseverance. Like, is there a reason to say it's Lincoln's? I'm like, is there anything else? Like, I was trying to justify Lotus Orb, but every time I thought about it, it's like, no, Lincoln's are gonna be superior.
No, I think Lotus is poor because it doesn't give you any HP. I think you need that large HP buffer so you can get your time walk off.
Yeah. So just enjoyed the passive regeneration at the early part of the game.
That value plus 10 damage. He makes Owen proud.
Plus 10 damage for Perseverance. Never really think about it.
Time is
yeah, because it's a very expensive item
for 10 damage. Well, the pressure's coming on bottom. Ace now has BT, so he's a lot freer to jump around the map. So Faceless Void will pressure the top lane. Nice RP. Blink, RP, Skewer back in again. Hester Joe silenced up. Venomancer. It's a two-man Nova. The rock will fall as well. Just enough damage to help ensure that Hester Joe will fall down. And now they have to deal with a Golem. Difficult to do when they can't move properly thanks to upheaval, but the Golem is down. Legion Commander falls. Puck's already TPing out this fight, and 747 wants a kill. He's got Time Walk available to reach the Night Stalker, but he'd have to commit Chronosphere as well. Doesn't do either of those things. But the tier 2 tower remains up on the bottom lane. But the advantage is only 2,000 going the way of Danish Bears. It feels like they're still the ones dictating most of the course of this game, but the lead is 2k and 3k in Golden Experience.
I would say they have better late game, but right now Singularity have better team fight. So I don't really think either team has that advantage. 1K is minuscule at this point. A lot of it depends on Roche, who gets the big Chronospheres, if Puck is able to phase shift the Venom ulti like he did last fight, so he can continue with the volley of spells. There's a lot of small things that can happen.
Do you actually feel like Danish Bears have the better late game?
Yeah, I think Void destroys them.
I can imagine that, like, if he's able to pick up, like, damage dealing guys, but right now it's very defensive, and the bashes, the damage with Empower buff up, SNG just gets destroyed. It's a simple blink skewer.
I think
And they're going for more. He time walked himself into the Night Stalker, but Faceless Void now wants to go in. He'll commit the ultimate, going after Night Stalker. Macro Pyre is down. Anyone that wants to join this fight is going to take a lot of damage, and the Puck may be exactly that, but 747 silenced up, has to man to back out of it again. Phase shifting Puck jumps in. He's locked in the trees. He's got a defensive Buell Scepter if it's required. But for the moment, Nisha is waiting. Orbs for vision. And then blinks out.
Chrono's down, so they could potentially go for Roche right now, but still they have to deal with the problem with the play blitz. If Venom were down, maybe so, but they're looking for any opportunity that they can to Roche. And back to your earlier question, I think that Void owns late game in this situation because they have the Venom on their side too. The Venom, I think, deals with the mag very easily, and I think Faceless Void will have by far the bigger impact in the late game team fights.
Rubik, this may be the time for him to save his teammate. Dream called up nice and quickly over on 3, but no! Nisha got the silence on him before he could actually use his own ability against him, so the Faceless Void will fall. Joe charging himself away, but the upheaval just cripples him on the way out.
Wow, that was such a greedy play by 747. He manted already, so if he gets silenced, he's just dead. He manted to push out the lane, and then the shrine wasn't even up, so if they happen to take a fight near the shrine, then it wouldn't happen. Perfect maneuver.
Oh, they're going for another one. Ace just threw down a Plague Ward to see what was going on. Gets a 3-man Nova, a 2-man Gale. So the damage is decent, but he'll lose his life. Partos will just TP out to safety. Nisha, not as lucky, but he could just phase shift and Yule Scepter himself away to safety anyway. And they go back to killing what they were killing before. Pumping into Roshan. What has happened to Danish Bears? They've fallen apart in the last 5 minutes.
Chronosphere on the solo Night Stalker. That's exactly what they were waiting for. You have to be very careful about your Chronosphere. Before it was on the Puck. I think Puck is a much bigger kill for them, but Night Stalker's like, who cares? He's not really doing that much anyways, and it was daytime when he did get chronoed, so he doesn't actually really care if he dies. That's I always say it's perfectly okay for him to go into a fight, take chrono, and then they can just immediately take the fight afterwards. And because he didn't complete like the Battle Fury that you mentioned, he's not like super far ahead in net worth, whereas you have this Troll Warlord with the inherited Battle Fury with the Empower.
Who's cracking 14k net worth now.
Yep. He's pushing fatty status.
Hey, he actually got the BKB on the courier as well. Holy crap.
Yeah, he is.
BKB, Vlad's, SMY, Blink Dagger. They can put Troll Warlord in the front line and have no real fear. Venomancer damage, as well as Jakira doesn't do anything. Maybe once the Solar Crest is up, he might be a little bit more concerned. But for now, it's just a medallion.
Also, he's getting close to 25, and that magic resistance talent is a really good talent.
The jump, they're going after Ace. 747's here. He Chronospheres on the Puck, but Nisha, he just jumps out of it. He was already illusionary orbed out. The duel is up from Legion Commander with the Macro Pyre and Ice Path. Troll Warlord will fall, but the double up here in the back line. Aegis the Immortal brings the Troll back to the world of the living. Partos run away, so does 747. Hester Joe being chased down by Nisha. A 3-man Rock and Fatal Bonds. Ace can let the ulti go, but the damage may just be too much. Ace is currently killing off Rise through the Fatal Bonds. Rise, actually, he can get the kill onto the Magnus. The Shockwave, he won't get the experience for it, but at least you find the kill. Venomancer Gunk is still all over Singularity, but Singularity have one major difference. 4 heroes remain alive.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's not much to say about that fight. There was a whipped chrono, but Nisha, he didn't have the greatest like 5 to 10 minute phase of the game, but afterwards he's been playing incredibly well and just pressuring the Void constantly, and Void is hard pressed to really do anything. And I think a lot of the matchups that 747 could have picked for himself in the mid lane were just not good, and maybe that's one of the weaknesses that Singularity have identified in Danish Bears is that his hero pool is quite limited in what they need him to do. He can play a lot of different things, but they need him on like a TA and SF or Quab, something that can scale pretty well into the late game while still having some sort of mid-game team fighting. Faces White kind of fits the bill, but he farms really slowly. He doesn't have any AoE. Whereas all the other heroes that they normally pick for him have a lot of AoE.
Oh, it's the perfect TP for him. They were smoking up for a kill. They wanted something decent, and they managed to find the Venomancer battling under his own shrine. But with no Nova available, the upheaval, slow him down, will find the kill. Night Stalker was keeping the reinforcements out, and Nisha jumping forwards, already used his Dream Coil, however. No Eul Scepter available either. Quick little silence. Hester chose waiting with the press the attack if he has to, but doesn't want to fight. Still needs to complete the Blade Mail on the Legion Commander.
They are falling
Dire's
apart.
top tower is under attack.
They're just TPing out where they believe they're safe, but Singularity's smoke timings are just perfect. And they keep finding kills off every single smoke.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is how you do not play against Night Stalker. You do not split up all the time and allow him to pick you off, because he will always have better vision and they will always get the better jump if you are split up.
747.
Radiant's
He's gone for a Shadow Blade. Gonna try and close the distance. Get the perfect chrono. Able to find Exotic Deer, but the RP pulls him back out of it. The Macro Pyre burn onto the Troll Wall will be enough. This time he doesn't have an Aegis Water for the 5, but it may not matter when Nisha can get the perfect Dream Coil on the back. It was returned by the Rubik, so a little bit more control, and Night Stalker dueled under his own tier 2 tower. Underneath the Radiant tier 2 tower. Will end up falling.
Nice counterplay by the Magnus. Very swift from him. Unfortunately, they did not have the one ultimate that would have saved him, which is the Warlock ultimate. And luckily for them, they had the Macro Pyre going. If they didn't have that Macro Pyre, I think he would have been able to pop BKB and then just turn around with the life steal. And Faces Void going for the Manta Diffusal. Very, very good damage. Shadow Blade won them that fight right there, but only time will tell if the 2,800 gold investment will be enough, or not 28.
This will do nicely.
27.
Well, here they come towards the mid. Danish Bears have got a taste of momentum. They just need to try and hold some of it. Damn, that Gruff went a long way the way of Singularity. Didn't realize I actually went over 11,000 experience advantage.
They actually need Solar and Glimmer on, I would say, on Singularity to protect in situations like that. Like, if he had Solar right there, I think he would have lived. If he had got Glimmered there, he would have lived. But I think Pipe takes priority because you're against a Venomancer, so I can fully understand why Night Stalker's building Pipe instead of that. But still, they do need more items. Looks like Warlock actually is going for a Lotus Orb. He has 2 of the components already in his...
To get Lotus from him, the Lincoln's now freshly over on Nisha. Troll's just going for tankability and Kite through the Skadi.
Yeah, that's the right idea. You want as many stats as possible, as much agility as possible, to synergize with the Empower. And if you have more HP, it's a good benefit.
Push is coming on the top lane. He's just got his plus 75 damage from his level 20 talent.
He's on Night Stalker again.
Oh boy. Rock, it will come down. Duel will be there. Magnus gets the RP off. And maybe this will be enough when they get cleaved and spun out with the axes of the Troll Warlord. A little extra slow onto Ace. What's he got left? He's got the Nova. He'll let it go. It does manage to cut up the Troll Warlord, but it may be too late. The puck, the damage, that last one was enough to kill off Noya. He'll stand on the high ground. Another control. No, Shockwave is there from Partos. Cannot return any of this damage. Rises on the run. Throws out Nice Path for defensive nature, but Exotic Deer has been all over him. They link and spear him up. He's still potentially going to tick down to Gale and Poison Sting. They try and keep him alive with a Shadow Word, the regeneration. You've already killed all 5, and he actually gets the lifesteal off the creeps, which were nearby to stay alive.
Nicely played. Very nicely played by Exotic Deer right there. Yeah, I thought that he would have learned from that last fight that you don't chrono the Night Stalker. He's a big deal in the sense that he gets a vision, but if he gets chronoed, he's pretty much already done his job of getting vision. Okay, you found the void, his Shadow Blade's down, his Chronosphere is down, please kill him. And again, it's daytime.
They're coming again. Hester Joe's just farming the lane. He's one of 2 people alive. You know there's no support for him. Blade Mail will not protect you.
Their vision is very, very poor right now on Danish Bears. Like, you need good vision, and you have to stick together to deal with the Night Stalker. But Night Stalker pick is just making them crumble.
You see nothing, and you live in fear. But then you walk out into the mid lane and continue to farm. I understand he needs the money.
Yeah, that's where the Venomancer is supposed to... Like, they're not playing very well around the Venomancer Awards. Venomancer Awards is their primary source of vision in this game. But, like, how many times has it really dissuaded Singularity from fighting that? I would say in the first 10 minutes, a decent amount. But after that, they don't care.
Yep.
They're not set up.
Especially now the Partos has, like, Shadow Blade.
Yep, and a gem.
Yep.
And now Roshan's up in about 45 seconds. I think they need to do something about it. Luckily for them, it will be nighttime. 2 minutes, so they have a small window to try and do something. Maybe smoke and set up wards, I would say, would actually be a pretty good play for them right now. I don't know how many smokes are available to them.
They have Observers and Sentries on Rise and 2 smokes on Neuer.
Vision is so crucial to this fight.
There's another smoke being purchased up by Singularity. The Magnus is going to get that one.
Yeah, Singularity smoke time is going way better than Danish Bears.
Here goes the smoke. Everyone but Ace is involved. And he's just trying to push the mid lane out and get a little bit more farm to get closer towards the Manta style. Nisha also in the meantime, forcing in the bottom lane.
There's a DDO.
Oh, Partos. RP, skewer back the Faceless Void. Can they kill him off in time? They can. 70 seconds without him. No buyback possibilities, but the Ice Path, the Macro Pyre. Singularity really caught in that, but the Rock is even better underneath the Shrine. It won't matter, not when you got Lotus and BKB protecting the Troll Warlord. Ace underneath the Dragons. The only thing he can hope for is being denied, but even that hope is too far gone for him. Night Stalker takes a stun. They'll find the Rubik in the trees. Can't kill him in time.
Perfect gem pickup. That gem pickup was so good.
He just yawls. Skewer too early, but it won't matter. Nisha's got it.
Their team play is just so much better than Danish Bears right now. And it is really hard to play a Veno. That's, I think, why a lot of teams don't pick it, just because it requires and demands a much different playstyle. You have to be able to play 4 and 1 a lot instead of as 5 as Singularity are, and they have not perfected it. Singularity! Damn!
They are looking very, very good. But this is also the performance we saw coming out from during the group stage. It's just solid all round. The combination, the draft is also, it appears to be a lot easier to execute.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why, like, the fights look really, really good compared to Danish Bears. They'll take what they can get. The tier 2 tower was still up on the top lane, so they couldn't go for full megas. Plus, Danish Bears assigned to respawn, so why take the risk?
Yeah, they should just do Roach right now. I think the only play that they have is to make a, like, maybe TP to the Shrine or just smoke up and take Roach right now. But if they get Roach on Troll, I guess he's actually almost too fat to the point where he can't actually make full use of the Aegis, but that is a small benefit. Okay, they have smoked up, and I don't know if they are actually going to use the vision. But what are they going to do when they actually get there and no one's at Roach? Are they going to try and take it themselves? And it looks like that is...
They may have no other choice, but the TP of the Venomancer was scouted out. There's an Observer and Sentry on the northern Shrine of the Radiant.
Yep.
So they should be aware that something is going on. Now, Night Stalker doesn't have the uninterrupted vision just yet. And with the Plague Ward at the back of the line, they've got to be careful. Puck's bringing extra damage, a fresh Dagon for the fight. All forward, 747, already time walked himself outside of the pit. They really don't want to be in here. And they're going to smoke. They 5-man smoke just south of Roshan. Puck again is scouting out. The Plague Ward is on the hillside. So difficult for Singularity to take this approach, and that's why they're actually pinging out, saying we should loop around. Come from the right.
Even a good RP won't save them. Won't completely win them the fight. Last time, he pressed the attack, the RP off, and he almost was able to get out with the help of Manta. So they have to be very careful about who they initiate on.
Boys back in. Night Stalker Flying Vision, let them see it for the moment. They understand Danish Bears are committing to Roshan. Here comes your orb. Roshan is low, but walking back out the pit. Partos That sentry ward, he sees it. He wants someone to kill it off if possible. But the rock, it'll drop. It's over on the Venomancer. They're going in deep. Nisha still inside the pit. He's going to wait it out. The Dream Call is on him. That's from the Rubik. Controlling up the Night Stalker, 747. Chrono's out. RP catches the back line. It caught the Venomancer. They try and skewer him away from the fight. The Nova does come out on the Night Stalker, plus the Magnus. Well, they've got a duel on the side. It's Puck who spills the first blood of this fight. It's onto the Venomancer, and everyone else has tanked through every other ability as the Warlock getting time locked out, and Glimmer capes himself to safety. 747 while dropping something dear, blinked himself up, took it. Roshan died in the middle of all of this too. With the Cheese and Aegis Immortal into the hands of the Troll Warlord, Hester Joe will start up the shrine. Nisha killed off Rise, but Hester Joe, the last surviving member of Danish Bears, shall survive no longer. Dagon's down. Venomancer will buy his way back into this game, but that's because the tier 4 towers are currently under siege.
Radiant's top
That's
tower
pretty
is
much
under
game.
attack.
There, that was a decent chrono by him. I think he got the troll and almost got the puck, but the RP came out and it got immediately pressed the attack. So that's about as good as a start as you're gonna get for Danish Bears. But at this point, they're just too far behind. They were 20k net worth behind at that point. Now it's 30. And I do like the play from Troll to just, oh, okay, Roach is at 10%. Yeah, I'll take a free Aegis, no problem.
The jump in. Nisha can have so much fun with this. Blink, skewer, catches 2, destroys 1, which is the Legion Commander. Didn't even realize Noya got squashed in the middle of that as well, even if he was skewered in. Exotic Deer needs to actually get a little bit more lifesteal out. He's dying too quickly.
Wow, he actually took the Whirling Axis cooldown. That's incredible versus a Venom. I'm very surprised about that, but he wants damage.
As opposed to plus 20% magic resistance.
Yep. Remember when you thought it was incredulous that they would ignore the Venom? That's the thing, they dealt with the other heroes on the map very well. At the same time. That's the thing about Venom is you just have to hit him at the exact right time before he gets too unstoppable. And they had some really, really smart and timely stroke maneuvers.
Yeah. Singularity really did catch him out. And you can see Venomancer trying to catch up. Like, you can look back towards the TP until his own shrine, where Singularity was smoked up, waiting for him to complete his TP. Warlock, time locked up, but Luma Cave's a beautiful thing, unless they can keep the vision up. A quick jump forward. The Lotus Orb protecting the Warlock. Ice Path, however, catching out the Night Stalker. Support, it arrives. The double RP, straight back into the waiting arms of the Troll Warlord for a bear hug. 747 is in trouble. 2 can time walk off the damage in a 3-man Chronosphere. Warlock drops the rock, just buying time. He'll still end up losing his teammate. The Nova is decent, but you're connected. The fatal bonds tying Hester Joe together, and Ace will fall, and GG, well played. Game 1 of this best of 3 will go the way of Singularity.
I think Mag was really quiet in this game, but I think he played very well. Like he was in a really tough lane, and I've seen a lot of Magnuses just like continuously feed the Veno, but he didn't give the Veno more than the Veno deserved in the lane, or should have gotten. And then he, like the gem pickup, I think in particular, like put the